I can't go anywhere without making my gluten-free savory pumpkin chili. Do you know how hard it is to transport pumpkin chili all over the place? I feel like that they should make a sitcom episode about that. Today, in honor of the first day of fall, I'm going to be showing you all of my secrets when it comes to this gluten-free savory chili. Like I said, I can't go to a family event or a friend gathering or anything without making it. When Nikki goes on road trips, she wants to take a batch along with her. So I couldn't start gluten-free in a movie without knowing that I was going to reveal this recipe to the world. So the best part about this dish, it's technically a one-pot dish. Though I will say, don't expect your kitchen to make it through completely unscathed. You're going to have to do some cleaning during and after the whole process. There's going to be chopping and mashing and rinsing, but this dish is perfect for a family gathering or even dinner at home. Nobody's going to be complaining when they get a steaming hot bowl of this stuff, and it goes a long way. Also, I want to say one more thing before I get started on the recipe. People often do a double take when I tell them that it's made with pumpkin. But that's okay. This is not some sort of fad pumpkin spice product. Instead, I'm going to take the natural sugars and umami flavors in the pumpkin and harness them to their full potential. Okay, so bear with me while I go through this entire long list of ingredients. Don't worry, the ingredients will be listed in the description below and on the blog. Okay, so you're going to need 1 pound of ground beef or turkey. You're going to need a can of pumpkin. You're going to need 1/3 cup of sugar. You'll need 2 large cans of whole peeled tomatoes. You'll need 1 large can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes, a can of black beans, kidney beans, and pinto beans, a can of whole kernel corn, 1 red onion, 1 bell pepper, 1 jalapeno pepper, 7 cloves of fresh garlic. Now for the spices, you'll need 1/4 cup of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of sriracha, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 2 tablespoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of fresh ground black pepper. Got all that? For the hardware, you'll be needing an electric pressure cooker, a mixing bowl, and a masher. On the bright side, very few things can go wrong if you do this right. The most important thing is to use the canned whole peeled tomatoes. Now the equivalent in diced tomatoes will work, but the whole peeled tomatoes will have a much fresher flavor. The mashing part is going to be a serious workout, but please do a thorough job. You don't want whole chunks of tomatoes where people have to struggle to bite through them. The caramelization process at the beginning, which I'm going to walk you through, is not skippable. That's where all of the good flavors of the pumpkin is going to come from. That's how we're going to unlock the flavors of the pumpkin. And the other warning I have for you is just be prepared to make this over and over again as it gets more popular. I encourage you to shy away from gimmicky chilies like using beer or trying to use so many spices that you burn the taste buds of the people trying to enjoy your chili. This chili is a dish that's going to be enjoyable by everyone. All right, let's get started with the process. First, you need to set your electric pressure cooker not to chili, but to saute. Then add in your turkey and let it brown. Once it gets brown, put in the pumpkin and the sugar, then stir together until it's combined. The sugar will contribute to a nice caramelized flavor. Now you can turn off the saute function. Next, you'll want to evenly chop the bell pepper, onion, and jalapeno pepper and place it in the pot. So look, I use a knife, but sometimes I also use a chopper for this. There's no shame in using a chopper. Next, you'll want to strain and rinse the beans, then place those in the pot, and now comes the hard parts, but your efforts will be rewarded. Place the whole peeled tomatoes in a mixing bowl, grab the masher, and get to mashing. Mash until you get nice, bite-sized chunks. Now, this will be quite the workout, and it will take you upwards of 10 minutes. I think it takes me about 10 minutes each time. However, I can't stress enough, the freshness of the whole peeled tomatoes will unlock flavors that you're seriously not used to in chili. Again, you can use diced tomatoes for this, but the chili isn't going to be nearly as good. Next, you'll combine the diced and the fire roasted tomatoes and pour that into the pot. Now, make sure you've added all of the primary ingredients except the corn, and now it's time for the spices. So add in the chili powder, the cayenne pepper, the sriracha, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, salt, and fresh ground black pepper. I've included measurements in the recipe, but to be honest, the measurements often vary a little bit, as they often do with chili, and that's okay. Now give it a taste, and there's a very good chance that it won't be salty or spicy enough, so just add in some extra salt and chili powder as needed. Finally, set the electric pressure cooker to soup and set it for 30 minutes and then let it do its thing. During this process, you can strain the corn and then take a much needed rest or clean up the kitchen. Upon completion, turn off the pressure cooker and vent the excess steam, and now you can add the corn. And finally, give it one final taste to adjust the salt levels, then enjoy both the chili and the endless amounts of praise that you get from it. Alright, so if you want to freeze it, that's totally cool. What I like to do is let the chili cool completely and then place evenly into gallon-sized freezer bags. After you make sure that they're thoroughly sealed, lay the freezer bags flat on the counter, then place flat in the freezer. When ready to make the chili again, I break the frozen chili into pieces and then warm them back up into a pot. And after all that work, you and your friends and your family are going to have the most amazing chili that you've ever had. That pumpkin seriously gives it a delicious sweet and umami flavor, and I can't stress enough how delicious this chili is. You know, at this point in my life, I've probably had this chili 100 times. And you know what? It still tastes delicious even now. That's a testament to how good this chili is. So sit your friends and family down and let them enjoy some of the best chili that you've ever had. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more amazing gluten-free recipes. Thanks for coming with me as we made this delicious savory pumpkin chili, and I hope you enjoy.